Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Problematic Sticker Podcast. I'm your host, Chille, as it's now regular, I guess. We've got no Klaus this week. He's busy looking for himself. He's enjoying the break off. He is a guest, so he doesn't have to be here every week. But why aren't you here every week? Tim isn't able to make it because he wasn't able to watch all the anime, but spoilers, I didn't either. But we have a Garri. Hey, Garri.
Hey, I'm here. I'm always here.
Yay. You're like me, stuck here forever.
Yes, that's because I like you guys.
Yay.
Unlike some people.
I'm sure they like us in their own way.
Sure.
Yeah. So how you been?
I've been all right. Been all right. Hanging in there.
Have you pulled anything good on the Dokkan battles? Which is celebrating its 250 million download celebration right now. Go check it out. Download the DBZ Dokkan battle. Part 2 coming soon.
I pulled the Frieza and I pulled the Goku.
I hate you. I hate you with all of my hate.
I hate myself too. Don't worry about it.
I did 9 pulls on that Goku banner.
Yeah, I hear you there. But other than that, I really didn't get any of the other featured units in either of those banners, which kind of really bothered me. But I'm now saving stones for LR, Goku, and Frieza.
Yep, which is Tuesday, I think.
Really, this Tuesday? Well, even better.
It should be along with the Marin event. That's what I can't wait for. Free-to-play Marin.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It's a physical type, free-to-play physical Marin with Kid Trunks and Goten.
Jeez.
It's based on when they Rangers for 17. So.
Yes. But yeah, LR, Goku, and Frieza. Still don't know any information about the card itself.
Yeah, we do.
We know they have the stats.
Yeah, plus 177% all stats.
Huh.
I
must have missed that.
Plus 177% attack, health, and defense.
Okay. Well, it looks like a powerful card.
I'll link the stuff later in the Slack for you.
Yeah,
anyone else
do,
you can find it on Reddit.
I must have missed it. Yeah, but the banner leaked apparently for it. It's not.
You gotta remember that's the Japanese banner. We don't know the global banner.
Oh, well, that sucks because we're probably going to get even a worse banner than they are.
Well, yeah, because we don't have Dipso or Ripian yet, do we?
No, we do not. Infinite
attack Dipso. Oh, he has infinite attack.
I mean, they could have replaced him with, I don't know, Jiren.
Yeah.
But, who
and then we'd have the best banner.
Yeah.
But maybe... Oh, God, no, I just realised. What if they were to replace it with the new card that we voted for? Which everyone's voted for fucking hit.
Because people were voting on the next Dokkan card.
Oh, yeah, true.
They're not going to put a Dokkan card in there. Yeah, hit, trash. I hope he still loses, but overrated, in my opinion.
I like the character, but I'd rather have a new Kale card.
Yeah, me too. With her Berserker category lead.
Yeah.
I'll take that lead any day of the year. Like, it hit to me, like, after his initial fight and introduction in the tournament, Universe 7 versus Universe 6.
Yeah.
He really kind of fell off the map for me because he overplayed his card. Well, his thing was cool. He can time skip, but then he learned to do other shit with this time skip in the middle of the fight, and I was like, really, dude? You couldn't learn this shit beforehand? And
but even
clearly
go
ahead.
Even the company knows, though, because you're like, we've got a filler arc. What we'll do is we'll have Goku hire Hit to try and kill himself. It's bad when the company has him as a filler character for a joke, after having him like as a main villain.
Yeah, and they proved how useless his ability is in the Tournament of Power. Like, in the anime, okay, he had a few highlights fighting Jiren, but in the manga, he didn't do shit.
He should have really stayed. I know this will sound stupid, but he should have stayed as the white mage in tournament. I mean, who in some ways he had the perfect ability to stop them being knocked off. Yeah, he could have kept an eye on. They should have stuck together. He should have been at the back, keeping an eye on them, and as soon as someone's going to be knocked off, use his teleport or whatever and time skip to get them back on. Perfect.
Yeah, but then he just run out of energy doing that because his team was trash except for a few characters.
Yeah.
No, he could have used time skip on Jiren, have somebody destroy the ground underneath him and just let him fall off. Wow, and time skip.
Yeah.
That's it. He won the fight. But no, he had to do it the hard way.
He had to do plot. Silly
like,
plot.
he lasted more in the anime than he did in the manga.
Yeah.
So,
but to
clearly,
the manga,
Akira Toriyama doesn't really care about him either.
The manga gave us the best moment in Dragon Ball history with Ultra Instinct Roshi, so the manga wins.
Ultra Instinct Master Roshi. Did you see that?
Yes, I did.
And that voice is our bakery kitchen master who is now going into retail, who will sell you houses with ketchup covered walls. It's Alfonso.
Hello, guys. What's up?
Hey, man. How you doing?
I'm great. Like you said, I'm starting a new career in real estate. I finally got a chance to play the Spider-Man game, the new Spider-Man game, which I love.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Just celebrate. It is. Just celebrate my 60th anniversary with my girlfriend, and despite turning 30, my birthday is Tuesday. So,
ooh, happy early birthday, mate.
Thank you, Ben. Much appreciated.
Oh. How is she, by the way? How did her anniversary go? Did you give her our best wishes?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. First of all, I told her that everyone wished her, happy birthday. Because yesterday before her birthday, so I told her
Yay.
on her birthday, and she appreciated all the wishes. And she had fun on her birthday, and she had fun on her anniversary. And then, because of all that done for her, she's taking me out on my birthday. I don't know where, but I'm pretty sure she'll make me proud.
It's been a while. Has there been any scales recently, because she used to rate us out of 10. Yeah, out of whatever. Yeah, she used to rate who was the best.
Honestly, she put that on pause because I haven't been on consistently, and she focused on her birthday.
Okay.
So she wasn't even thinking about that. So now that the birthday and the anniversary is done and she has nothing else to worry about, she's going to go back into that. I don't know when, but I'm pretty sure it'll be soon.
Find out next week, maybe. Who knows? So, how you been? It's been a while.
I've been good. I miss y'all. That's the only sucky thing. I miss y'all. Like, every time I hear the new podcast, like, they mention me, I'm not here, and I was like, damn, I hate this. I need to be on. Because they're always attacking Garri. And Garri got no help.
Thank you. They are always attacking me all the time.
But the laughs, the jokes, and all of it is like, I just miss it all. So I'm happy to be here.
Well, we're happy to have you on. It's always nice to have you, mate.
Likewise.
I guess I can talk for an hour now.
Have fun with that.
Yay! We're going to start with Boruto, which I still haven't seen last week's episode because for some reason Crunchyroll has decided to skip episode 71 and upload 72. Because numbers, why not, I guess. So, anyway, this week's episode, it started with some of the guards being attacked randomly. And, well, we don't know who did it. It was secret ninjas. I know ninjas in Naruto. Who would have thought that? anyway, they found that Mitsuki had disappeared and they couldn't find him. So yeah, easy to tell who really did it. Anyway, so they were trying to find out what had happened to Mitsuki, at least Boruto and Sarada, because they were, they're friends and part of Team 7, the new Team 7. So they wanted to make sure that, their friend was okay. Anyway, the Ino's clan, I've forgotten their name, their mind-reading jutsu, they decided to read the guard that had been knocked out by the mysterious assassin. And then they found out, before that, they thought that maybe Mitsuki had been kidnapped because he is the son of Orochimaru. And, well, after reading his mind, they found out that he was the one that attacked. Dun, dun, dun! So, yeah, shockers. We found out that Mitsuki was the one that attacked the guards for some reason. We still don't know why. And then Boruto and Sarada found out that the village was on lockdown and people weren't allowed to leave. So they decided the first thing to do after that was announced was to leave. That's what you do when you find out there's lockdown. You sneak out. So anyway, they left and found one of Mitsuki's snakes. And it said, "My will," over and over again for a bit. And they brought it back. They went off to find Orochimaru because they realized that if anyone's going to know what's happened to Mitsuki, it might be his father. So that's where it kind of ended. It was a pretty briefish episode, but there was a little bit of action, and it was nice to see Tsunde again. And it was nice to have some more down-to-earth episodes, but, I'm hoping they go back to the main plot soon of whatever the hell the main plot's going to be. We don't know yet, because, the show is ahead of the manga. So hell, this might not even be filler, for all we know. This could be reals. So, yeah, with Mitsuki missing, and with they only have his snake, they've got to find out what the boy's up to. The episode was called Mitsuki's Will, so makes sense. And next week's episode called The Other Side of the Moon, so again, another Mitsuki-based episode. Don't know how long this mini arc's going to last. I'm hoping, 3 or 4 episodes, because I want more information on Best Boy, because Mitsuki is my favourite character in the show. So yeah, Alfonso.
Yes.
What do you think of Mitsuki, I guess?
I can't tell.
There we
Have
go.
you seen the episode?
Good episode. So I guess I'll go to My Hero, which was a bit of a filler episode, in a way. Basically, they found out their results. And some of them were happy, and some of them weren't. I know, shocking. And there was a bit of a little backstory between Todoroki and the guy that I forget his name, but bows his head so much he smashes his head against the floor. Little backstory between those two again. I don't want to go into too much detail because you two haven't watched it, and that's the problem. And it was kind of a story-heavy episode, and I can tell you now that with a
story-heavy episode that was filler.
Well, it was like, well, it was it wasn't action-based. You know what I mean? It was story-heavy, but it was like, it was padded. If you understand what I mean? There were some bits that were really good. There were some scenes that were filler, in my opinion. Some scenes that really advanced the story, especially a certain scene with a certain villain, is all I'm going to say, in a prison.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. But yeah, that some of the scenes were story heavy, and yeah, it was part of the story. It wasn't really filler, but at the same time, it was it was just like a progression part. It was a nice calm after everything that had been going on recently. And then I'm going to tell you now that the season finale is going to be soon. It has to be, from the way this week ended. I think the finale for the season, we've probably got 2 or 3 more episodes maybe, and then it ends.
It's going to end with a death, isn't it?
No.
I think it will.
No?
I think so.
Why you say that?
Because I highly believe it's going to end with one of their classmates dying.
Why?
I just have this feeling that it's going to happen. You're not just going to end the season on this happy note of, oh, look, nothing's happening, filler episodes. You're not going to end the season on the filler episode, are you?
Well, I want to say, I can't say what's going to happen because you guys probably want to find out yourself. But as you say, it's going to be the end of Naruto, should we say? If you ever seen I'm not going to say if I say this, it'll spoil it. But Sasuke versus Naruto, I wonder who could that be in this.
Either somebody important in the story is going to die, or you'll find out one of them is joining the League of Villains. One of their closest comrades.
Yeah. We'll find out next week, maybe, when you guys have watched the episode.
I still think it's going to end. I still think it's going to end in a death.
Because I don't want to spoil anything. Which sucks, because it cuts this down a lot. Unless you guys don't care about spoilers.
I do not.
Garri?
I care a little bit.
Okay. Let's just say this was planned to happen from the start, almost. I mean, we've seen it before.
Okay.
So...
Interesting.
Garri, if you want to go away for a couple of minutes, so I can just tell Alfonso.
Okay, send me a message when I can come back.
Well, you can just mute me or whatever, or
I'll just go away.
Okay.
And then just message me when I can come back.
Okay. Okay. I think he's gone now. Basically, it ends with All Might talking with All for One.
What?
Yeah, and then it goes from that scene to exploded death hands about to fight Midori in the beta arena.
Wait, Bakugo's gonna fight Midoriya?
Yeah.
Oh man, why this? Oh god. Oh god. Oh, as soon as we finish this podcast, I'll watch this as soon as we done.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the end of that's for the to sort of go towards the next set of episodes. That's why I said I think the finale soon, because it feels like that's going to be the finale, them fighting.
So tell me this: who passed and who failed?
Everyone, but Todoroki and Explodey Hands.
Shoto and Bakuro fail?
Yep, they both fail.
What?
Yeah.
No, I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. How? Wait, how? I'm confused. How did everyone else pass?
They didn't have
those
it.
two?
Was because it was Todoroki failed because of his fight. Yeah, he's fighting with.
Okay, his confrontation with Whirlwind dude.
Yeah, he failed because of that, and
Please don't tell me Bakugo failed because he wasn't, more lenient trying to help the people that he was supposed to.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, Bakugo.
Yeah, so that's why they both failed. But they were told that if they do special classes, and the reason why they weren't kicked out as soon as they failed, because it was a point system. If you get under 50 points, you fail. But they were told that the reason why they didn't fail is because they could do special classes for 6 months. Once those special classes are done, they then pass automatically. So, yeah.
I don't think that's fair.
Yeah.
No, I don't like that. I don't think that's fair. I mean, if you fail, I think you should just do the whole thing over again. That's like a shortcut.
Yeah, it is.
That's a cheap shot. That's exactly what it is. I don't like that.
Yeah. So yeah, and then you got All for One and One for All talking in prison. So
Interesting.
And then it ends with and Baku and Midori about to fight. So
Okay.
that's
I'm intrigued.
Yeah, it was a good episode. I said there was filler bits, with like the people failing and passing, but there was some good story parts as well. So yeah, that's this week's episode of My Hero.
Did they only focus on Class A passing and failing, or they show other?
They just
other
really
classes?
showed Class A.
No. Okay.
Apart from Tornado Guy because he failed as well.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm going to say Garri can come back.
Yep.
Okay, let's see if he even sees that. So remember that time I said things about Garri and words and stuff?
Yeah.
Man, that time that Garri...
returned. How dare you? I'm back.
Welcome back. Yeah.
Hi.
So we've covered Boruto and My Hero in like 20 minutes because we're super fast and I'm the only one who watched them. Attack on Titan. It exists.
It exists.
Yeah, it exists, and you should go
None
watch
of
it on
us watch
Crunchy. I need to catch up and watch it so when this doesn't happen, so at least someone watches it. So yeah, I will try and catch up on Attack on Titan for next week. Maybe. Probably not, but I'll try. I'll do my best. Okay? At crunchyroll.com, you can go watch Attack on Titan there. At www.crunchyroll.com. Sign up. It's for premium membership. Oh yeah, Funimation. Go check it out. Or you could get Verve, which has all your anime services together along with other services. Go check out Verve with code / I wish. No, that's not real, by the way. I wish we had a... Oh, one day. It's the dreams. That's my dream. My sad, sad dream. So... Okay, I'll talk a bit about Boruto to Naruto Shinobi Striker. Some DLC leaked. 9 playable characters, if this is true in the data mine. We're going to get the first 4 Hokages. Madara Obito. What was it else? Madara Obito, first 4 Hokage. And the Sennin. Jiraiya Orochimaru and Tsunade. See, I was talking about this on Unchained, which you can go check out at psu.podbean.com where you found this as well. Where it's a bit weird that it's a Boruto game, but at the same time, there's barely any characters from Boruto in the game. You've got Boruto, of course, because otherwise it would make no sense at all. Sarada and Mitsuki. That's literally the only playable characters from the show. I feel like they could have added some more. Some of the minor characters as well. I mean, Metal Lee, they could just have a reskin as Rock Lee. It's like, okay, why didn't you just do that?
I think we all know that Rock Lee is the show.
Yeah, Rock Lee is amazing. In fact, they should just turn this to Rock Lee SD, the video game.
Yes.
Yes. And I'm not trying to do this just to fill up this week's episode because we don't have much to talk about. That's not what I'm doing, that's for certain. God
damn it.
Oh, and I heard Naruto video game on mobile was having an anniversary event that pissed off a few people because the rates were really low. They added a new Naruto and Sasuke to the, I think it's the Blazing series, which is on mobile. And for their anniversary, they added a new Naruto, new Sasuke. But everyone's like really excited for this until the banner dropped and they found out the every rare card in the game was added to the banner, and the pull rates for the new Naruto and Sasuke were less than 3%.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was like 0.03% chance to pull each unit.
Oh man, sounds like Dokkan.
Yeah, sounds like Dokkan. Those are some LR numbers right there.
Seriously.
Imagine LR numbers on an SR card. So
oh my god.
Yeah.
That's just sad.
And last year they did a Step Up banner where you pulled, I think, 7 times. And then on the 8th time, if you didn't get it, you guaranteed the unit. So,
wow.
Yeah. And each pull was discounted as well, so I think the 8 pulls counted was as much as like 3 standard multis. So and then they did this for this year. It's like why? It's like this year's Dokkan Battle anniversary. It was bad. Seriously, the 250 million downloads been such a disappointment for me.
I'm sorry, man.
Well, the only good thing has been launch. And you know things are bad when launch is your best event. I still remember the fact that there's some scenes that you never saw with launch. Like where she was drinking in the bar asking for TN. Or the scene where TN's training, you meet Goku. I can't remember what arc this was. Where Goku meets up with TN and he's training, and Launch is there with him. In the Boo Saga, she stopped some motorists and made them hold their hands up. So.
Yeah, we got none of that.
Yeah. So why bring more Launch? She was awesome. She was the original Super Saiyan. That's
where the idea came from, huh?
Well, you know.
And then he's like, "Oh, I forgot she existed." Sure, you did. Sure, you did.
Yeah, gets blonde hair and gets really violent. Super Saiyan.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, I guess I should cover the. Did you watch the Dragon Ball Abridged episode 60 part 2, Alfonso?
Nope.
Or Garri?
I did not.
Okay, well, they carried on with the Cell Saga. Basically, this is their last episode that Team 4 Star's doing. They're not doing the Boo Saga at all. In fact, they've said it's because they took so long and so many hours nowadays to edit. Because they edit the videos, they don't just, dub over them. Because they wanted Hercule to be more of a prominent character in this Cell Saga, they edited all the scenes with the wrestlers. Those 2 background characters.
Yeah.
So they had to delete those out every scene. And I think my favourite lines out of this episode was them being pissed off that Goku was right for once. And Vegeta getting really mad about Gohan going Super Saiyan 2. Goku's like, so this is stronger than Super Saiyan. Because, yeah, what should we call it? And Goku's like, Super Duper Saiyan.
Oh my god.
And Vegeta's like, well, if you could become the Super Duper Saiyan, then I shall be the Super De-Duper Saiyan. And as Goku said, it was all according to cake. So episode, I don't know when part 3, the finale, is going to air, but they've been showing it like every week, so maybe next Friday, which means I'll try and go into more detail, and then I'll do a roundup of the whole episode when it comes out, because Team 4 Star is an amazing team, and they deserve all the respect they can get. Go check them out, team4star.com. Seriously, I wish I had as much talent as they did. It's crazy. So I guess we should go to the weekly anime where I can shut the hell up at last. Because I haven't watched most of it.
But you watched some of it.
I watched some of it, which took me a while because for some reason both Crunchyroll and Funimation do not have it in England because it's not allowed here for some reason. So, yeah. I had to use some shady sites.
You threw shade on those sites, man.
So, Garri, it was your pick. Go ahead.
Yes. So my pick was Michiko and Hatchin, where it's a story about a woman who escapes from prison, and she goes and pretty much kidnaps Hatchin, who is the daughter of former lover / boyfriend, I guess. And she finds out that he was killed in a bus explosion or an assault on the bus that he was on. But she believes that he is still alive. And she decides to kidnap Hatchin from her foster home, which is a good thing because her foster parents are absolute dicks and trash.
Amen.
Yeah, so she kidnaps them from her, and then they take off to try to find him. And a bunch of crazy shit happens to them. They get chased by cops. There's a lot of violence. There's a lot of abuse. So a lot of sadness, a lot of happiness. Overall, it's actually one of my favorite animes now that I've finished it. Well, I finished it a while ago, but yeah, I just want to know what you guys think. Ben, you only watched about 10 episodes. What did you think of those 10 episodes?
Well, it did start off really dark. I just watched the first episode and stopped. I couldn't watch anymore at first. I really had to give it a day just to keep, get my mind into it. Because that poor girl through the abuse she went through.
Yeah.
Yeah, with her two siblings, it was just, nah. And the parents admit that they just want her for the money. Saying, oh, you can't leave me. What about my child support? I want my child support. Oh.
Yeah, and then later on, I think it's what is it, episode 2?
Yeah.
He tries to kill her because he thinks he's going to get even more.
Yeah.
She's dead.
Yeah, if she dies, he can get insurance. I think it was.
Insurance money.
Anyway, the first episode, they're like pushing her around. I mean, it was. Was it the first episode where they got rid of the cat?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that episode seemed really long. I know it was the same length as all the other ones, but because of the content in it, it felt longer.
Yeah.
Anyway, they got rid of the cat, which they'd adopted, and her mum had forced her to do it, by the way. And the next day, the kids were like, "Oh," and mum's like, "Oh, but I saw her take it outside. Oh, I wonder where she took it." And then the next scene, they saw the brother try and ride her, not in that way, guys, by the way, ride his sister like a dog, well, like a horse, really, with like choking her and kicking her, and it's like, really fucked up. And then her sister had a God damn it.
A branding tool.
Branded iron, that's it. Yeah. And, well, you use it to clean your clothes. And, like, turned that on and then started tormenting her from the front as well. So, yeah, it was horrendous, the poor girl.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the things I talked about when I first recommended the anime. Yeah. I think it shows just how shit a lot of these situations are.
Yeah.
Because stuff like that happens in a lot of foster homes. And it's probably even worse in poverty-stricken South American areas. Yeah. Which this show does a fantastic job, I think, of showing how life is in these areas. And, you got kids running in gangs with guns, killing people for no reason. There's in one of the episodes, some lady is using her newborn baby, just leaving it out on the street so somebody can step on it so she can shake them down for money. Yeah. It's terrible shit. I'm not saying that's exactly how things are in the real world, but I think it does Yeah. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. It's one of those things where, like, damn, I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, a lot of the places in the world did this kind of shit.
But yeah, it was definitely not a. It was definitely dark, but even when it got a bit lighter on, it was still you could still see the dark, the sort of edginess of the series. I hate to use the word edginess because of how bad it is nowadays.
Yeah.
But that's when we meet Hatchin, isn't it?
No, Hatchin is the little girl. Michiko is.
That's it, Michiko.
Michiko, yeah.
The sassy woman that is incredibly hot, and she turns up on her bike. Yeah. Oh,
She crashes through the window of their living room. She tells them that she's coming too to get her ready, so they're ready for her. Yeah. But they're not able to stop her because
she picks up the wrong kid nearly as well. Are you her? No. Okay, it must be you.
Yeah, and then it's also in the second episode where we kind of learn, you know, why she went to pick her up, and you know, we have that scene where she's being interrogated by her, what was her best friend, who's now a cop, was the one who arrested her in the first place, and we see like how she like kind of loses her mind, or not her mind, she kind of snaps at her, and like the cops just start brutally beating the shit out of her. It was very violent. The
whole series, like I said, it was really violent.
Yeah, it's a very violent series. For those who don't know, this anime is actually from the same guy who did Cowboy Bebop.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, so all those who love it, there's an incentive to watch that. It's the director from Cowboy Bebop. But yeah, like I said, it's a very violent anime, both in a lot of physical ways and also in the tone. And it obviously, like for Ben, it's emotionally traumatizing as well. But there's a lot of, you know, great moments too. You know, for a lot of the downtime episodes, which there are quite a bit, I feel like they're also very necessary because they show things about the characters that we probably don't really know that they can feel. One of the episodes in particular is, you know, the one where the little boy falls in love with Hatchin. I don't know if you got that far, Ben.
I think I saw. I can't remember.
He's the little boy who has no memory of who he is, and he kind of falls in love with her and takes her to the clock tower and stuff.
Oh no, I don't remember that.
Oh, okay.
I remember the stupid little boys on the boat kicking her into the water, though.
Yes. Well, even in that episode, we come to terms with like Michiko being like this hard ass. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna get what I want whenever I want. And in that episode in particular, we saw that she's also very sad. Yeah. And she's vulnerable, and we saw her vulnerability in that episode where she wanted somebody to care about her.
That guy that ended up being someone's husband. I mean, husband.
Yeah, where she was having
Not only that, we also see that every time that she mentioned, his name is Hiroshi, right?
Yeah.
I think his name is Hiroshi.
Yeah,
every time she mentioned Hiroshi, she starts to smile or laugh. But then there were some points in the episode that she starts to feel doubtful that maybe he is dead, and I should stop. It's a waste of time. But then Hatchin comes in and said that she loves seeing Misha go live, and she said she makes it her obligation to make sure that she smiles. So you see that transition from Hatchin and Michiko, how they're, even though sometimes they always butt heads, but in the end they always come back to help each other out.
Yeah, and like in that episode I was talking about with the little boy, you know, it's obviously kind of like a filler episode, but it's also a very important episode because we kind of see how Hatchin reacts to that situation where this boy is clearly being nice to her. He's obviously caring about her, but this is the first time she's actually ever felt that. Like, she's never had anybody care about her. And you see how she's not able to understand it, and how she keeps pushing him away because she's not able to understand those feelings. because nobody's ever loved her. And I think that episode in particular is very powerful because it also ends with her finally feeling those feelings and then feeling the rejection of those feelings as well, right at the end. Which is a very sad episode, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like it has a lot of these down episodes, but then, you know, when it does pick up, it picks up very well. You know, we see a lot of backstory episodes, flashback episodes where Michiko first meets the guy and how they kind of fell in love, which was pretty fucking great, I thought. And that guy's best friend, I always forget his name. Black guy with the afro.
Sata Shoshi or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, he's just a super hard badass. Like, he doesn't care about anybody. He just kills whoever gets in his way. He punishes them. And we see how, you know, Michiko reconnects with these people, and we find out how much they hate her for various reasons. Like, everybody just hates her for a lot of various reasons. And at the end of it, we see how Hatchin herself kind of affects a lot of these people that don't even know her. Especially like in the last 4 episodes. Alfonso, you finished it. What did you think of those last 4 episodes? I thought they were the best 4 episodes in the whole show.
Before I get into this, let me just say this. When you recommended this series, I didn't realize that I watched this already, but only saw the first 5 episodes because they finally put it on Adult Swim. It was like late 2016, and I watched it and I said, "Oh, this is great." But then that's when, you know, Super was coming on Toonami, and they took it off. And for the love of God, I could not remember the name because I wanted to finish it. So when you finally recommended it, and I looked at the name, I said, "Yes, there it is." That's like, thank you, Garri. Thank you, Garri. My prayers. My prayers. So yeah.
You're okay if we talk about the end, right, Ben?
Yeah, fine.
Okay.
The ending, it was shocking. What's going on? I think that's when it started, where they were trying to set up Michiko. Like, everyone wanted to kill each other, just to end all the problems that it was going on with. It was with the black Afro dude and the other dude with the dreads. Shinsky, I think his name was.
Yeah, he's kind of like the psychopath. Yeah, he essentially tried to get Michiko to kill him because he wanted to run the gang that he was running.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like super good friends, and we saw kind of like a flashback episode of them too. Like, they're really cool with each other, and then, you know, the gang life turns them against each other. Power, essentially.
Yep, but it eventually the Afro guy ends up killing him. Like, he drowns him.
Yeah, but he's like, eventually really sad about it because he wanted him to survive, because it was essentially a game. Like, if you can survive 2 minutes,
then I'll let you live.
Yeah, then you'll live. And he was sad about it because he thought he could do it. And we saw that flashback episode where they talked about, hey, I can probably do it. And he's like, yeah, of course you can. And when he doesn't do it, you know, he's actually sad that he just killed his best friend. And you can see the regret in his eyes, but in a way, it's also not regret, because if he wouldn't have done it, then he would have killed him.
Exactly. So when that was being done, I think at this time, Michiko was getting chased by cops. I think.
Yeah. So what happens is, you know, they're on the train. They finally find out where Hiroshi is, in what city. They find out where he is before that, so they kind of chase his tail, and they find out that he's left this area. They find out he's alive, essentially. Mm-hmm. And pretty much they get on the train, and then we have her best friend, the Afro girl, which she has a few encounters with who, and we get a very nice flashback episode of the two of them.
I honestly do not understand her situation. I understand it, but I'm so confused because they knew each other. They basically was both raised in the same house, so they're both foster children.
Yeah.
And Michiko, as a rebel, stealing, and at the as she grew up, the cop, she regret doing that because she didn't want that path. But you keep seeing her. You have a chance to arrest her, but you keep letting her go to do what she want to go and do. Like you said you don't want to remember her face. I hate you. I never want to see you again. But yet
Atsuko, that's her name.
Yeah, Atsuko. You keep running into her, and Michiko is pleading, "Let me go because I need to do this," and you let her go, and you jeopardizing your career for this. I was confused with that part. Well, all those parts.
I think it's because even though they always got in trouble, Michiko always had her back, and she obviously left the fight. She hated Michiko for always getting her into trouble. And she became a cop to do good things. Michiko obviously went the wrong way. But I think because she realized how much Michiko actually did for her, that scene where, they're chasing him through those cornfields, I feel like she saw in her eyes how badly she needed to find out if that guy was still alive.
Yeah.
That it was better to let her go than to try to capture her and pretty much deal with even probably a worse situation. To me, I feel like it was just that old friendship. Even though she says she hates her, she doesn't give a crap about her, that she let her go. And we see that during the big train episode where, she, after the whole situation happens on the train where they finally, they're on the train, they're heading there. Atsuko is also on the train because she finally caught up with Michiko again. And Batista is his name. Satoshi Batista is the guy with the afro.
Yeah.
He is also on this train. In a different cart because he was also running away. Some guys drugged him and tried to kill him. He obviously was able to get away. And he's also on this train, and he's still high because of the drugs that he was given. And Hatchin kind of leaves Michiko alone, and that's when Atsuko.
He basically took her.
Well, I'm getting there.
Okay.
Where Atsuko finally confronts Michiko on this train, and they have this big long discussion. And Hatchin then runs into Batista, and he finally realizes who she is after he kind of gets off his high. And the guy that Batista was Batista's best friend, Shinsuke. Shinsuke Rodriguez. He has ordered his guys to pretty much try to kill him. That's why they drugged him. They drugged Batista to try to kill him. He got away, and one of his guys pretty much stops his car in the middle of the train track, derailing the train, knocking the whole thing off, and Batista is about to go and kill Michiko because he knows that Hatchin won't be on the train without her. At this time, Atsuko is kind of knocked out. Crash. Michiko is kind of doozy a little bit, and Hatchin pretty much makes a deal with Batista, telling him that she knows where Hiroshi is. And if he promises not to kill Michiko, that she'll go with him and tell him. So that's when he takes her, and they take off. And it was in this episode where we saw how Atsuko, pretty much at the end, she pretty much just said, screw it. You can go and get yourself killed, to Michiko. Like, she had enough of her. And we see that scene where Michiko finally asks her for help in getting Hatchin back because she's grown so close to her at this point.
Yep.
And it's really not about Hiroshi anymore. Hatchin for her. And she knows Batista has her, and Batista is a psychopath who won't hesitate to kill her at any moment. And she refuses to help her, and we kind of see them walking away, and we see the heartbreak that Atsuko goes through during that scene where she's kind of just walking in tears and she kind of breaks down. And I feel like that was the big change of heart for her, where she kind of knew that this little girl was more important at that time than anything else, than capturing Michiko, who had pretty much felonies up the acid. Yeah, and it's during these few scenes where we see how Batista also grows this kind of bond with Hatchin as well.
Yeah.
Where it kind of really changes him, and he kind of starts feeling more human, and he tries to protect her. And he essentially saves her life in the last episode. If you want to go talk about those now.
He decides to get help because he knew he was outnumbered, and I can't remember who he goes to. I can't remember the person's name, but
it's pretty much another gang that's in the city that
wants to kill
that he believes knows where he.
Yeah, I mean, not kill Michiko. They also want to kill Hiroshi because they had that gang had a deal with Hiroshi and it fell out, and he wants to revenge. And Batista says screws this, and then stabs him in the hand, and then he runs off because fuck this, I'm not going to do this.
Yeah, Batista pretty much stabs him in the hand, and he's like, "I'm running the place now. Go get me my ammunition." Yeah, and Michiko is essentially being chased by the cops for like 3 episodes.
And I think that this is at the point where she got caught in the carnival, and one of the cops accidentally shoot an innocent civilian, and then I guess the inspector or whoever was running that squad wanted to blame it on Michiko. That's why they were chasing her all this time.
Yeah, well, so essentially, she gets to the city where Batista and Hatchin and supposedly Hiroshi is. And Batista goes to this other gang and demands, he first offers them money, which he throws at them. They agree, and then they kind of set him up and try to pretty much take him out, which is when he turns the tables and stabs their leader in the hand and demands that, they do the job, and he pretty much owns them at this point. And at this point, they don't know who he really is. They don't know that he's Batista, who's this crazy psychopath gang leader. So him and Hatchin are kind of sitting there, and they find out that Michiko's in the city, and she's kind of, walking around. She's asking about the tomatoes that Hiroshi was growing. And, she's kind of getting some leads, and that's when the cops spot her, and it turns into the whole episode of them chasing her through the city on foot. And that's when she goes to the carnival, and, there's the old lady and man and woman there, and she's telling them that she's not going to kill him. She even throws her gun away, saying that she's not going to kill them. And she eventually finds a way out after they cut the power. The cops kills the old lady, thinking that it's Michiko, and then their squad leader says, "Keep your mouth shut. I'll deal with this. She did it, and we'll leave it at that." And we kind of find out that obviously, at first he kind of looks like this cool cop who's really, just wants to get the job done, nice guy, and clearly he's corrupt as hell.
Yep.
And I believe it was Hatchin at them who hears that Michiko is in the city, and she hears it on the radio.
Yeah.
And she tries to run away from Batista. He kind of stops her, and then she kind of tricks him and takes off. And that's when she actually, in the middle of the street, sees Hiroshi waiting at a bus stop.
Mm-hmm.
And he sees her, and he just doesn't give a fuck, and he just walks away.
Well, I can't wait till we get to this part. I can't wait till we get to it because I hate this month. Yo.
Yeah. So she kind of goes after him, and she goes around the corner, and he's not there, and Batista runs out. And that's when this gang finally finds out that this is Satoshi Batista. And he's got a big warrant out for his arrest and all that. He's this gang leader. And this guy who had his hands is pissed, and he sees Hatchin kind of in the middle of the street, and he takes a pop at her, trying to kill her. Batista pretty much tackles her to save her life, and then he stands up, and he can't figure out where the shot came from, and that's when he gets shot. He goes down, and he pretty much tells Hatchin to run away, and Hatchin sees Michiko.
You go?
Yeah, on the second area up there, on her bike, running away from the cops. So she kind of goes after her, trying to get her attention. And Batista then gets shot at, I believe, a second time from a sniper rifle. And then it kind of just cuts to them, to Hatchin and Michiko kind of running away from the cops, and Michiko or Hatchin is running towards her. And then we see Batista kind of in the alley telling these guys to help him, and they pretty much tell him who he is, and they pretty much just destroy
his
him.
life. Yep, and his life.
I think they shoot him like 7-8 times.
That was so messed up.
Yeah, kill him, Batista, right there and then. And then we get to kind of the big scene where Michiko finally has Hatchin, and they're still running from the cops, and they come to this big open square, and they're surrounded at this point. There's nothing that she can do at this point, and the cop pretty much tells them that he's going to kill Michiko. And
Michiko says, do what you want with me, but make sure Hatchin is safe. So I care about.
Yeah. And she kind of keeps telling Hatchin to go to the cops, and she's refusing to go. She's super sad. And the cop is essentially telling Michiko that he's going to kill her. It's not about arresting her at this point. It's pretty much about killing her. And it's this really sad, emotional moment, I felt.
Oh, yeah.
Where, she's telling her to go. She's refusing to go. She's holding on to her. It's just really sad. And Michiko's getting pissed off because the cops are trying to force, they're grabbing Hatchin and pulling her. And essentially, I don't remember exactly how it happens. I think the cop...
Hatchin wasn't having it. Hatchin...
Well, the cop throws his gun to Michiko, so she would pick it up. So they have a reason to kill her, because she didn't...
Yeah.
And Hatchin, she kind of loses her shit, and she attacks the cops. she attacks the main sergeant.
Yep.
And that's when she pretty much picks up the gun and runs up and beats the shit out of some cop. Gets in the car with Hatchin, and they take off again. And I believe it was, again, they get surrounded.
They get surrounded again.
Yeah, and that's when we find out Atsuko came back. They're about to kill her again, pretty much.
Yeah.
And
nothing happened.
Yeah, they failed because Atsuko shows up with her part.
No, not before that. The chief tried to shoot, but there was no bullets because before that, his gun got switched, and he told one of the police guards, to get his gun. He ended up picking the wrong one, so they escape again. Michiko and Hatchin escape again because, he had no bullets in his gun.
Okay. I totally forgot about that part.
And then we're up to the part that you just mentioned. Yeah.
Yeah. And at this point, there's really nowhere else for them to run. It's pretty much a dead end road, and we don't really know what happens but the next scene we get is them on the bike again. We know Michiko has a conversation with Atsuko, and then after that, we don't know what is said in the conversation, but we see her riding her bike to the bus stop where they believe Hiroshi is. And, well, I'll let you take it from there, Alfonso.
Oh God, they how is it? They go to the bus stop and they start not to the bus stop. I think it's a train stop, train station.
Yeah,
they run into the train station. They looking, and then Michigo finally sees them at the end of the stop. She runs up to him and she hugs him, and then all he says, I think he said, "You finally caught me, or you missed me," something like that. And he was saying, "Oh, you grew out your hair. I like it like this." And I was like, "Are you serious?" Like, so it cuts to Hatchin. It cuts to Michiko saying, "Hatchin, this is your father," and Hatchin like doesn't even care. She don't, and she just says, "Nice to meet you." And Michiko has a plan that she wants to get them out of town, but it's only Hiroshi and Hatchin that she wants to get out because I think at that point she felt, I did my part. I got them reunited. It's time for me to go back to jail. That's what I got from what she was saying.
Well, it's kind of what we find out. What happens is, Atsuko and Michigo pretty much come to the understanding that if she lets Michigo catch up to Hiroshi and give Hiroshi back to, or not Hiroshi, Michigo back to Hiroshi, that she's going to be okay. Because before, Atsuko said that she would take Hatchin and she'll take care of her, which Michigo did not want. She wanted to reunite her with her dad. And she finally reunited him. She had the plan to get him on the plane to take off, and if Atsuko would let her do that she would just turn herself in.
Yep. Yeah.
And we again get one of these sad moments where she's kind of forcing Hatchin to go with her dad while she stays behind because she made this deal that she has to give herself up.
And at first she did. At first she agreed, but as she get on the plane and the plane's, head into the sky, and then you see Michiko on the bike, Hatchin feels like she made a mistake. She wants to get off. She don't want to be with her. She want to be with Michiko.
Yeah.
And I honestly cried when I saw that part because that was so damn sad. So sad.
Yeah, it was a very sad moment. Like a second time in a span of half an hour, she has to say bye to her. But yeah, then we see like a news.
But before that, we see that Hatchin is not happy because now you see Hiroshi back to his old ways. He with some guy on a truck. It looks like they're about to be in some type of new business plan or scheme, and Hatchin just looked miserable.
Yeah, like he could care less about her. And we see through it's pretty much this what happened epilogue essentially after it all happened. We saw Michigo turn herself in. She went back to prison. We see Hatchin kind of on the road with her dad. Essentially the same way that she was on the road with Michigo, except she's just more miserable than she was with Michigo, even though her time with Michigo was being shot at, chased by cops, pretty much almost dying every day. Yeah, she's miserable, and then essentially it goes forward a very far length of time where she's essentially a teenager, maybe in her late 20s or early 20s at least now. Hatchin is. She has her own baby now. She talks about how the dad, found out he was here for a little bit, then he left, which again mimics a real life situation.
Yeah,
I would say very easily.
We also find out that Hiroshi left again and he fell in love with another woman. Yeah,
he fell in love with another woman and she just didn't want to deal with him. He's pretty much out of the picture. And she has a job as a chef, caring for an old, the baby. She works pretty much 24 hours a day. So like it sounds like a miserable life, but it's a life that I would imagine a single mother having to live.
Yeah.
Especially in poverty-stricken South America, to care for her child. And she keeps getting these random packages, and she doesn't know where they're coming from.
Because the handwriting is a little scribble and not easy to read. It's unreadable.
Yeah, it's like random clothes that, are very scantily clad. She's like, I'll never wear this. And then she slowly starts, and she sees a news post or on TV that Michiko has been released from prison.
And she decides to write a letter.
Yes, she writes a letter that gets returned to her, saying that... First off, she writes the letter first, before she finds out that Michiko has been released.
Right.
Yeah, she writes the letter, and it comes back to her saying that this person is no longer in this prison. And I believe that's when she sees the news broadcast talking about her.
And then she pieces together. She pieces together that what was written on the return letter and all the packages that were sent to her was Michiko herself.
Yes, sending packages, because all the packages were coming from different cities, so she didn't know who the hell was sending it to her.
Mm-hmm.
And then she pretty much makes the connection that Michiko is coming to Hatchin, and she's sending packages from every city that she's stopping on the way there. And she realizes that Michiko is essentially one city away. And, she gets on her bike with her baby, and she starts heading towards the city that Michiko is heading. And
her bike breaks down.
Yeah, her bike breaks down, and she hitchhikes with this truck driver, and then somehow she gets his truck. I didn't quite understand what happened there.
And he's waving like, what?
He just gave her the truck? I don't know. But it essentially kind of goes back to the very first episode, where we see her imagine running away from the family and being on her own when she's walking down the street.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember that from the first episode, like it's literally that being played in reverse.
Yep.
It's just now she's older, and she's actually doing it rather than imagining it. And we kind of see that, I believe it's even in the same stop where they stop under the it was the same spot. Yeah, where, she stops and then she sees, a bike coming, and we don't really know that it's Michiko, but we see like this black silhouette of a woman standing there, so we assume that it is her.
Because she's smiling. At the end, Hatchin started, I think she teared up a little bit, and she started smiling. And I think her last words was like, "Where will we go now? Where will we go next?"
Yeah.
And then eventually it is Michiko, and she's hugging Hatchin, and that's how it ended.
Yeah. Great
Fantastic
show.
Fantastic series. And when I was watching it, I mean, I know it's different because I remember I told you that this reminds me of a show that I love so much. But when I was watching it, the music, the soundtrack, and just constantly being chased by police, it just reminds me of Lupin the Third. Just as you should go and Hatchin's a female, and Lupin you can't tell you don't get that Lupin the Third feel.
Yeah. And
that's why I love it so much. That's why I love it, because it reminds me of that show so much.
Yeah, I thought the soundtrack was very well done. It had like that Hispanic guitar and vocals that they had, but also mixed with some weird funk that you would listen to in like Samurai Champloo or Cowboy Bebop.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, in the last 4 episodes, where you have like this intense sequence of events happening, it's like the one song is playing throughout the entire episode, because it's just this non-stop action that's happening. There's this one song and all these events are happening at the same time. I thought it was very well done.
Yeah, Very well done.
But yeah, obviously we skipped some parts. We skipped the child slavery part with the circus.
When Hatchin, like, she's like, I'm tired of you, Michiko. I'm on my way. I found Hiroshi by myself, and she got to the circus and she met this girl named Rita, and at that time Hatchin didn't have nowhere to go, so Rita had told her, you could come with me if you want to, and then we come to find out that the people who run the circus sells the children.
Yeah. For child slavery, pretty much. And
other
episodes, like with the stripper, it was an early episode, but I also thought it was a sad episode because it was essentially the exact same situation that Michiko with Hatchin, and this woman was with this other little kid. She stole, and she asked Michiko for help. Michiko refused to help her, and she died.
Yeah,
as the girl that she was trying to save.
Yeah.
A lot of episodes. It's a 22 episode show, but I personally feel like every episode,
though it was important.
It may feel like a filler episode, but it meant so much in the grand scheme of things, especially with growing the characters' personalities and their emotions. You saw how each episode really changed them and how it affected them towards the end. And it is a story about finding Hiroshi, but at the end of the day, it's really about a story of the two of them. And essentially, like, Hatchin grew up in the same type of household that Michiko, abused, hated, nobody wanted her, and Michiko essentially kind of became this mother figure to Hatchin that she never had, and obviously Hatchin never.
Out of the two, I like Hatchin more because she in the beginning she was quiet, she didn't say nothing, she took the abuse, and then she finally snapped, and then she started standing up on her own. And there was times in certain episodes, there was times in certain episodes, like the two times that she got the job. The first time when she was the chef, I think not the chef, but she was helping with the chef, and someone stole, and she didn't pay attention. She's like, no, I can't let this happen again because I need to get money. I think this was the time when Michiko got sick.
I remember that she was
no, that
for the
was
chef.
the one she got.
Where she stole the shoes and she wanted to pay them back.
Yeah, where Michiko stole the shoes for Hatchin.
Oh yeah, that was Hatchin. That. Yeah,
Hatchin,
she's like, I can't.
Wanted to buy them.
Wear these.
Yeah, I got to say words.
And the person stole the food and they didn't pay, and then the guy said, "Oh, I'm not going to pay you because you didn't do your job." And then Hatchin said, "I can't do this." And then when they tried to steal again, she's like, "You know what? I'm going after them."
Well, no, it wasn't the fact that remember that because she didn't have ID, and because of there was two reasons, but he told her the first day was training, and
the first day was free, like free. I think he said first day was free.
Yeah,
something like that.
And then the second day was because she didn't have ID, and then after those 2 days, then she'd get paid.
Yeah. But still, it's just that mentality that she messed up the first time, and then she tried to rectify herself from the second time. And the same thing with the other job, where I think she was like working on a cornfield, and they had to stop robbers from stealing, and she messed up. The guy said, "I'm not paying you," and then
that's when Michiko got sick, so she went.
When Michiko, a
faith healer, pretty much, who used magic tricks.
Oh my god, yo, that pissed me off. I hate fake people like that.
Yeah, and he made her sign a contract that she'd pay him back by the end of the day or something like that, and if she didn't, it'd go up, and saw that somebody forged. Somebody forged her signature, and she couldn't prove it because she's a kid. The guy threatened to take her to court. It's all this shit that just mimics real life situations. Fucking terrible. But yeah, then we see Michiko like all messed up and sick, just beating the shit out of this guy. because she thinks she made him worse instead of...
Yeah, she thought he cursed her.
Yeah. It was great. But yeah, I feel like every episode was important.
Yeah, that's why I was a little confused with your statement that last week you said not all episodes was needed, and I was like, what is Gary talking about? All these episodes are crucial.
Well, that's the thing. Like, you look at it and you'll feel like they're filler episodes because they're not moving the main story along. It's kind of hovering. People might consider them filler episodes.
But I'm glad it didn't. That's the thing. I'm glad it didn't. I feel with all these extra episodes, it made the series balance. That's how I feel. It made the series balance, and like I was in no rush for it to end. I was like, keep giving me these filler episodes. I am enjoying these episodes.
Yeah, and it wasn't just about the two of them. We got a full episode dedicated to Atsuko, where she's in the jungle having to watch, the temples over there, making sure nobody's like
because she messed up.
Because she messed up with catching. Yeah,
Michiko, so she got demoted.
Yeah, so we see the whole episode with her reflecting, and that's where we get a lot of the flashbacks between the two of them and how they know each other. Because at this point you're probably like, how do they even know? And it's like episode 14 when we finally find out.
Yeah.
And we even got a full episode with Batista and his situation, which is when he kidnapped Hatchin. And, it goes back, into the past and shows how he met Hiroshi, how, they became best friends. And
which we really didn't talk about, because Batista talked about Hiroshi and Michiko talk about Hiroshi, how he's this cool, sly guy that does this and does that. And I was like, I want to meet this dude. And when we finally meet him, he's a dickhead. Like,
yeah, he only cares about himself.
He only cares about himself. He didn't even care. It's like he wasn't even happy to see Michiko. He didn't even hug her. He's just sitting there all still like she don't exist. And he did the same thing with Hatchin. Like, doesn't care, and he just moved on. It's like I want to know, what did Michiko see in him?
Yeah, I mean, we saw some of it. We saw how she fell in love with him. He was completely different at that time. Like,
in the beginning, he was very happy, but they didn't. They didn't show what changes he went through. But still, he a dickhead. I don't like him. I'm sorry. I hate him. I hate him so much, and that's why I'm happy Hatchin didn't stay with him. He's like, fuck him. I don't want nothing to do with you. And I seen it in her face when he said, "Should I call you Hatchin?" And she said, "I'd rather you not." From there, I knew she wasn't gonna stay with him for that long. I knew that. She only did so because Michiko is pleading for her to go with her father. And that's why I love the connection between Michiko and Hatchin so much, because at first they couldn't stand each other, but over the episodes, yes, they still butt heads, but at the end, they always come back to help each other, and they just realize they can't do this without each other. That was the whole purpose of this. That we're gonna continue to do it together.
Mm. Yeah. I liked it. I loved it.
I did too.
It really impacted me. So
it did. So I'm giving it a 10. Like, in terms of the series, I'm giving it a 10. But the fact with the slavery and the abandonment of your own daughter, and the whole first episode with the priest. I mean, you're a priest, but yeah, using this child for money. Like, you're supposed to be like,
Remember, he's supposed to be the best priest.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be delivering your message for God, and you doing this. And for me, I couldn't give it a perfect 10, so it gets an 8. I gotta go down 2 points.
What?
I'm sorry, I can't give it a perfect 10 because of these things. Because we all know that these things really happen in real life, and I can't give it a perfect score because of that.
But this is exactly why this anime apparently is banned in England, is because
it's just not licensed. We don't have licenses.
I like my way better, Ben. Why did you have to ruin?
So Gary,
to me, it started on on a 9, and by the end of it, it's easily a 10.
Okay.
Like I said, I connected to this show in ways I didn't think I could.
Then I guess I'll give it a 8.5. I really like the art style.
The art is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the animation is really good.
Yeah, the whole style of it was really good. I guess I'm picking the anime this week.
What?
Unless Alfonso wants to pick.
I would pick, but again, like I said, I don't want to pick, and I'm not on next Sunday, and I can't talk about what I pick.
Okay.
You know,
This is
that will piss me off.
okay. Well, you know, this selection could have been avoided if it wasn't for Alfonso. So, yeah. Before we, so a friend suggested something on Twitter. Well, I'm going to shout him out in a bit anyway because he gave us a message about the podcast. A little show called Yuri on Ice.
Oh man!
So I'm going to recommend Yuri on Ice as our weekly show to watch. You can find it on Crunchyroll and maybe Funimation. I haven't checked Funimation, but go check out
it's on there.
Okay, so you can find Yuri on. Have you watched it, Gary?
Some.
Okay, not all of it.
Based on how Gary answered, he said, "Oh man, I knew you saw it."
So yeah, Yuri on Ice. That's my selection for the week. By the way, we got a comment from Alistair TGN on Twitter. That's at Alistair TGN. Chille, I watched the last one with the Golden Cameo review, and I liked it, dude. I didn't expect to hear the motherfucking Phoenix Down Radio Klaus either. Go check him out, PhoenixDownRadio.com. Made me interested in the anime, so good job. So we got a good review from Alistair.
Woohoo!
As always, please
Thanks,
comment.
Alistair.
Thank you. As always, comment to us, and we'll mention it on the show. Good or bad, you can say, "Oh, that Chille guy's a twat," and we'll still be like, "Yeah, thanks, good comment." So I guess we'll wrap up now. Have you got any shout outs, Alfonso?
Shout out to you, Ben. Shout out to you, Gary. I mean, it wasn't the full team, but I still enjoyed it. Tim, Klaus, Chris, I miss y'all. I wish y'all was on. I hope I could be on next week. To Neil, I hope you're doing well. Shout out to all the listeners, to all the followers. Shout out to Shannon. Even though it passed already 6 years, been truly amazing. Let's add 6 more to it. I'm not looking forward to 30, but I know you make my birthday special. For people who haven't played Spider-Man yet, go and play it. Insomniac did an amazing job. And yeah, that's it.
Gary, have you got a shout out?
Yeah, just shout out to you guys for having me on as always. Shout out to Tim, who I hope feels better. I shout out to Chris, who I hope is having fun with his family. Shout out to Fonzie for finally coming back. I'm really happy you're back.
Shout out to you again for recommending that awesome series.
Thanks. I try, but I don't feel like people really care about my shows.
Hello.
Ben cares. And so do you. I'll next time I pick, I'll try to think of you and pick another good one. You can reach me on Twitter and Instagram at Gaglaush. That's GAGLAUSH.
I'd like to shout out to both my hosts, to Alistair, to everyone that listens. Thank you so much. And I think I'm going to end it with a quote from the Big Green Dub. If anyone's ever watched the Big Green Dub, you're awesome.
No.
This is... Do you remember the scene where the androids kill everyone in Trunks' timeline? But in the Big Green Dub, it went more like this. As Android and 17 and 18, Android 17 and 18 attack the city, kill Big Green, Vegeta, Yamcha, Tyan, and Clearin survived. Really? You couldn't even get it right. We'll end it with that.
Wow.
With Clearin surviving. Until next week when we get more Clearin action. Goodbye.